In this video, we're going to talk about working with groups. We'll start by discussing group membership, and then how to select various members of a group, and how to modify a group, delete a group, as well as the functionality of the all group. You can tell the membership of a track by looking right here in this area. It shows you the information relative to the group that that track is a part of. You'll notice here that all of these are in the kit group that's shown right here. You can see if we deselect this or deactivate that particular group, all of these change to no group. Okay, so they're in the kit group. Now watch when I click on the toms. You'll notice something different here. Small a kit all the way until we get to here. And you'll see a capital A and then a small a again. So that uppercase A indicates the topmost group. So the topmost group in this case is the A group. In other words, when we move the faders of the tom group, what's really going to be moving is the kit group because it's the topmost or has the priority. So because these three tom tracks are a member of the tom group and the kit group, it shows us right here the A group or the kit group is the group that is going to have priority in this case. You can also use this group ID to accomplish a variety of different functions. If you click on this group ID and you come down here to where it says tracks, it shows you all of the members of that specific group that you're looking at. You can also choose to modify, and we'll talk about that in just a minute, your group, delete, duplicate your group, as well as these options down here, selecting all the tracks in your group. So you'll notice all of these will become highlighted as soon as I select this. Select tracks in group. Also, we can hide all of the tracks in a group. So we could go like that and hide all of those drum kit tracks. We also have a few other options as well as the select tracks in group or show the tracks in the group. Groups have also a certain priority that they follow. If you have two groups and they have the exact identical amount of tracks in each group, and maybe one or two of the tracks is in each of those separate groups, then the one that is the oldest will have the priority. Also, a group size that's larger than another group will have priority over the smaller group. So age has priority, and also the amount of tracks in a group has priority. You can modify a group by bringing up the Modify Group dialog box. You can do that by coming over here to the Groups List pop-up menu and selecting Modify Groups, or use the shortcut Control-Command-G. And it opens essentially almost the same dialog box that we had earlier when we created a group. Here we can choose to add tracks to our group, remove tracks from our group, change our group from a mix to an edit group or to a mix and edit group. We can also have it follow globals if you're using Pro Tools HD. Gives you the opportunity to actually set these, the attributes, how you want things to respond. And a variety of other options. You can choose the groups from right up here. So we could choose to modify the acoustic guitar group. Maybe we want to now add that electric guitar back into the group. Maybe the kit group, we want to remove the knee mic from that group. So we can modify the groups a variety of different ways using this Modify Groups dialog box. You can delete groups a number of different ways. You can come here to the actual icon, ID icon, and click on it. And you could say, okay, I want to delete the toms group. You could delete it this way. Or you can come over here to the group list and right-click on a specific group and say delete. So let's try deleting a few of these. Let's delete the tom group. So I'll click on that and I'll say delete. And it'll bring up this dialog box It's not undoable, so are you sure you want to delete this group? Yeah, I'll go ahead and delete it. We could also come over here, delete it this way. Also, we can delete all active groups. So we could choose all of these groups and then use the groups list pop-up menu and say delete active groups. You'll see, again, it brings up that dialog box. Are you sure you want to do this? And yes, we do want to do it. So we'll click delete. One of the things that we're going to talk about next is the all group. One thing that you'll realize here is that you can't delete the all group. Okay? So you can't delete the all group. Let's talk about the all group next. The all group is a group that is available in every Pro Tools session. You cannot delete it and you cannot modify it. So what would it be used for? One of the things that it can be great for is if you start working on a mix and then you realize that all of your levels, even though individually they look fine here, collectively they are clipping the master fader. So here you could just click on the all and it overwrites every single group, and it is has the highest priority. So you can see here that as I'm moving one fader, it doesn't matter where I grab, it's going to move all of the faders the same. So it overwrites my drum group, and it overwrites my tom group, and it overwrites my acoustic guitar group. So that is the all group. It adjusts all faders and has the highest priority of all available groups. One final thing to mention before we finish up talking about groups is groups and automation. I showed you that earlier. If you automate or make changes to automation using or with a group enabled, it does to all. So, if you're going to change some of the automation on one of the tracks, it changes the automation on all of the tracks that are a part of that group. The final item is, again, elastic audio. If you enable elastic audio on a certain track, and then you go in and you start working with warp markers like this, as soon as you add one warp marker to one track, it'll add it to all of the other tracks inside that group as well. So that is groups.